Conspiracy Journal podcast. The transmission starts now.
If you can believe it, this is me warmed up. Yeah, that's what I really sound like. Hi, I'm Michelle, and welcome to the Conspiracy Journal podcast. What's your name?
Bobby.
Bobby! What's your name?
Greg.
Greg.
Greggy.
Greg.
Oh, Greg.
Okay, so
What are we doing?
today?
Yeah, where are we going? What are we doing? Who are we talking?
Okay, we're gonna go to Tennessee. It's like the 1800s, the early 1800s.
That's my favorite
Welcome
time
to
in
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, great time.
Them southern whites.
Sorry, the southern what?
Whites.
What's okay? Okay.
The 1800s?
That's Greg's favorite part of Tennessee.
Okay, so this tale that I'm about to tell you, it starts with the book called The Authenticated History of the Famous Bell Witch. Now, we know it's not authenticated if that's in the title, right? We know this because it also didn't come out until 75 years after the Bell Witch haunting happened.
Also, who be authenticating which books?
Yo, this
Who's the
guy's
governing
name.
body?
Yeah, this guy's name is Wild. So they just abbreviated it to an M.V. Ingram.
Okay.
But like his real name is way longer than that. Oh, but we ain't got time for that. Okay. So, all right. There's a lot of really interesting things about the Bell Witch. It's like basically the first American haunting. Like when we think about like haunted houses and witches and whatnot, like they all started with this bitch.
Can I ask you some questions?
Absolutely.
Already?
Hit me.
Okay. Is she a witch? Like, is a she? Mm-hmm. Is she a witch? Like,
Actually, no.
okay.
Okay.
Well, that kind of answers my question. A little foreshadowing. I was going to ask if it was a witch like in Salem where they're like, Sandy's a witch, kill her. Or if she's a witch like evil spirit that haunts people.
Great question. Great question. So the Bell Witch says she's a she, but she's an invisible entity.
Okay.
Okay. But
Cool.
she be tricky.
Do we,
know?
sorry.
No, hit me. You got questions. I'm ready. I'm here.
Was she
I'm an
a
expert.
human person at one point and is now the spirit of,
Yeah.
is she a real bitch?
She is a real bitch. She's a Bell bitch.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Okay, I got that. Okay.
Okay.
Continue.
But to answer your question, yes
Cool.
and no.
Okay.
How about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Authenticated.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so one of the interesting things about the Bell Witch, first of all, is her name wasn't Bell. The area of Tennessee we're talking about, not Bell. It's the family she haunts. Their
okay.
name is Bell.
Yeah.
That's a
Unexpected.
little bit like,
I thought maybe it was like a haunted bell.
Yeah,
People just start hearing
totally.
ringing.
Witchy ass Bell. Yeah, nope. There's no bells in this story except for the family.
this is a good lesson about attachment. That the family's, this is our witch. And when you do that, it's harder to let things go.
That's
I think
true.
That's maybe why they got so haunted.
That's probably the whole reason, actually.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're right. You right.
We're in the 1800s. Tennessee.
We're in the 1800s, but again, like, here's okay. This is like, woe is me. I'm a podcaster now, and I have to do research on stories. So I think every single time I research a story that I'm going to be able to find some facts and tell you guys, like, here's the proof, and da-da. Never. I never have the proof because this is, again, the first account of this written is 75 years after it happened. So everybody's already dead. And so nobody can say which part of this happened and which part didn't. So I'm just going to go ahead and say all this shit happened. Okay. All of it is true. Here we go.
It is authenticated.
Yeah, that's true. That's right. You're right. But there's a lot of haters out there who think that Ingram was just, telling a story.
Yeah, guys, stop hating on this dead guy.
I know. That's what I always say. Okay, so let's meet Mr. John Bell. He is living in North Carolina. I know I said we're in Tennessee, but first we're in North Carolina. It's 1782. John Bell is 32 years old, which for the 1782, I feel like that's pretty old.
Old man.
Yeah, he's an old ass guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Grandfather.
Yeah. Old John.
Yeah.
Scoops up his lovely wife named Lucy, who's 12,
Child bride.
prime wife age. So John is child bride, have a bunch of kids. Some of them die because it's the 1700s and like, you know, your chances are bad.
Yeah, you got to have some extras.
Yeah, absolutely. So like, you know, we didn't get to keep all of them, but they end up with like 6 or 7, which is like, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Good job. Good on them.
They were big on the extra thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think they had like 9 or 10 or something. Anyway, listen, we ended with 6 or 7 and we've got a farm, but our crops fail. Right? Which is like possibly the beginning of a curse. Just saying, like, this is the mindset of the time. This like also it's like 100 years after the Salem witch trial, but like everything's still like spooky. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like
sounds like John should have done a little less fucking, a little more hoeing. You know what I mean?
Oh, good job. Okay, our crops fail. And we're like, we're out of here. And we move to Tennessee and we thrive. By 1816, John Bell is one of the wealthiest and most influential men in the entire community. Okay, sidebar. So one of the other things that makes this interesting is like this family is being haunted. And like, sure, it's the time period. Everything's a little spooky. We blame stuff on witches. We blame stuff on the devil and whatever. But like, if a white man from a wealthy, doing great, as we know, if you have a job, what you're saying is true. Right? But mostly if your house is haunted, you're a lunatic, you know? So like this is one of the first accounts where it's like a respectable person is
where
saying,
it is like it's not just someone making something up to like be sensational. Like this dude had something to lose, like if he was going to be labeled as being crazy.
Exactly.
You were like with the alien sighting thing, if you have a job, you're believable.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's exactly right, guys. Thank you for the assist on that. Mm-hmm. So everyone knows John Bell, respectable guy, says he's haunted, so we believe him, and now the devil is real.
That's a good way to get to that point.
Yeah. Okay. Hail Satan, you're welcome. Okay, so everybody in town loves him. He goes to church. Everybody loves church. You know, it's the South. Also, P.S., you guys, it's the time period. We're in Tennessee. Everybody owns slaves in this story. So that is horrific, and we hate that. But the slaves did have their own encounters with the entity, the Bell Witch. And in the book published by the Conspiracy Journal called The Bell Witch Project, there's a great chapter written by our founder, Timothy Green Beckley, about this specific thing and how kind of the Bell Witch like didn't discriminate against anyone. Like usually these entities are said to like affix themselves to a certain family or do this or do that, and like the Bell Witch loved and hated everyone equally. That's definitely what's going on. Anyway, everyone in town loves the Bells. They're great stand-up family. We love them, except one person hates them. Her name, Kate Batts.
Katie Batts.
Katie Batts is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so
for some reason, when you were like, one person hates him, I was like, I'm into this lady.
Dude, she's awesome. All right, so okay, let's meet Mary Catherine, aka Kate Batts. Great last name. We love her. She's married to a man named Frederick Batts. Okay, so Fred gets crushed by a tree or is mentally ill.
One of those two things happens. This is authenticated.
Yeah.
Either or.
Or. Or is just dead.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Either way.
He's not around.
Either way, he's out of the picture. Okay. Yeah. And Kate is head of the household.
The trifecta.
Yeah. Crushed, mentally ill, and dead.
Yeah, crushed by a tree specifically.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, he's not in the picture. She is running shit. And in 1816, this is unheard of. Like, a woman's not the head of the household, you know? And so, like, not only is she running the farm and her family and everything, she's got to, like, make deals, you know? And
vote and all that. She's a landowner
she can't
now.
Fucking vote? What are
She's
you,
a
nuts?
landowner.
What are you, nuts? That's not happening. But she's got to, you know, be in the room and have the conversations with men. And she's like a big lady, too. So some people describe her as intense, and you know, she was just like holding her own, and she was also like mouthy, you know, and she was really paranoid that all the men were trying to take advantage of her, not sexually, but like steal from her or like get over on her in some way. And she was probably right. So
Sure.
For sure. Also, yeah, it like tracks a woman who can speak and dares to speak publicly. They're like, look, get a load of this lady.
I know.
And then they're like, let's fuck her over.
That's right.
Tracks.
That's right. What didn't help her is she was super feisty and mouthy, but she was known as like talking in a really strange way, kind of like Shakespeare, and like using really big words, but like mispronouncing them, just making up words, using them wrong. So she would get out there and like really fucking try to tell you some business, but like what she said was idiotic. So it was like really conflicting.
It's like back in the day when when Tyson was in prison and he was like actually learning to read, and he would just like use these giant words he just learned that didn't really apply to the conversation.
Prognostication.
That's exactly right.
Scenario.
Yeah, that's what she was about. So it was a little crazy. Also, people talked about her as being like a powerhouse lady, but also like super weird, So they were
local eccentric.
Exactly. And she was also like 40. So she was old hag,
Gross.
I just want to say that she probably was just in perimenopause. All right. She was like really hot and upset, and like our brains malfunction in our 40s. And she was probably like, I know a word. And like she said it with confidence. And that's what tricks them, into thinking that like what she's saying is right, except people were onto her and her faulty brain. But I just want to say I got some empathy for her because like 40s is hard,
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, and your dude's dead or not.
Also, like historical accounts like this, authenticated or not, there was often like, and this person went insane.
Yeah.
They had syphilis.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's the account is just about how the person descended into madness. But
right.
The reality is they had a severe medical condition.
So the haters say that. And I just want to say that like the haters have a lot of opinions about everybody in the story and how they all probably just have syphilis. Right? And there is no witch. There's an outbreak of syphilis in Tennessee.
I like that. So. It's almost the Salem witch trials, and like everyone attributes it to like ergot and stuff.
Yeah.
Where everyone was just tripping and pointing fingers. Everyone's a witch.
Yeah. I'm high is actually the answer.
But it was syphilis.
Yeah. Everyone's on syphilis.
Everyone's on it.
Hey man, you got any of this?
Yeah.
We're trying to like microdose syphilis.
Yeah. See what happens.
Trying to build up my immunity here.
Yeah. Everybody's doing it. Okay, so the townspeople are like, this lady does not fit the child bride mold, and so therefore she's a witch. Everyone's like, she's a little witchy. We all know it, right? Yeah. And I think one of the things that really sparks the like everyone thinks she's a witch thing is that, wait, hold on. Do you guys know about spoiling the butter?
Ooh, that sounds perverted as hell.
It really does. Yeah.
Okay, it may be the way I said it, but they mean it. Like, a big indicator of being a witch is that you spoil the farmer's butter. Like that's how that's the first attack.
If
I'm a
farmer's butter spoils, there's a witch
we got witches. We got witches. Yeah, witches is fucking with us. And if I'm a witch, that's my first move.
Fuck with their butter.
Yeah, it's my opening move in chess. You know what I mean? I spoil your butter.
I'm going back to my original theory that
syphilis.
John is bad at farming. Just saying.
Or just making his own butter.
I just want to say John's butter is not getting spoiled.
Okay.
Oh.
It's different butter.
It sounds so sexual.
Yeah, it does.
It really does sound sexual.
Side
and that nobody was spoiling John's butter, and that was the problem. Okay? He wasn't getting his butter spoiled often enough. And fucking he got real mad about it.
To make it worse.
You play your cards right, I'm gonna spoil that butter.
I like that you have your finger up and you're wagging.
That's right.
We have to start doing a video component to this podcast because you guys is funny.
Yeah, then you're going to get your butter spoiled.
That's right. Okay, so this whole thing we got going on here right now with the sexual butter is not going to get any better.
The Prince song, isn't it?
Sexual butter? Fuck yeah, dude. Big hit.
So there's a young girl, a maiden, if you will. A young maiden who's in her farm near the Bats farm.
Because we're in a different time, I need a little context.
Yeah.
Is this young maiden like 7 or 21? How young is the
If you were 21, you would no longer be young.
You're disgusting.
Yeah, yeah. She's probably that prime, ripe, I wish I didn't say that, age of 11. Okay. So she's...
Ew.
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
face is
You know
like
what?
just
I know. It
grimace right
felt
now.
so bad. I hated it, but that's where we're at in time.
Okay.
So our prime lady is churning butter in her farm. So she's like cute as fuck, churning her butter, but it won't churn. Whatever that means. You know what I mean? She can't get past the point and make it into butter.
Past cottage cheese.
Yeah,
Exactly.
She's made
Yeah.
cream, and then that's about
Yeah, that's it. And it's like, this is not her first rodeo. She's churned some butter before, and she's like, what is happening to my butter? She gets super frustrated. She's there all day churning, no butter. So she sticks a hot poker in it. Now, this is an experiment. I think what happens is it fucking blows the butter. You know? The butter just like spoils and like, you know, goes all over the barn. That's my vision of what happens when you stick a hot poker into cream.
They call it a bukkake.
That's what it feels like. I feel like she bukkakied the barn. But she did it for a reason, turns out. Then she hustles her little self over to the Bats farm to see old Kate. That's what they called her, old Kate, because she was 40. So she, guess what, guys? She's nursing a wounded hand because it's said that she pulled the poker through the butter or some shit. And that proved that Kate's a
Wow.
witch.
I mean, that's reasonable.
Yeah, totally.
Understandable.
Totally.
Singularity.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. You know?
Yeah.
Black hold the butter.
That's right. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we know what's on the other side of the butter. It's a witch.
Hey, is there something in this butter? Is there something weird with this butter? Yeah, there's a witch in it.
Yeah, exactly. Knew it the whole time. Yeah. Okay, so townspeople are like, Kate's a witch, but our buddy John Bell is like, yo, Kate, I heard your husband is something. Something's up with your husband.
Under a tree.
Yeah, under a tree, dead or mentally ill. We don't know, but I heard you're having some husband trouble. You're having a hard time, and I'm here to save you. And Kate's like, actually, I don't need saving. Go fuck yourself. But John was like, no, hear me out. You got all this land you're not using. So like, why don't you sell me some? And they apparently negotiate for a while because apparently Kate was like really hard to talk to. What they end up with is
using a lot of non-English words.
Yeah, she's using a lot of big made up words, and he's having a hard time.
Sure.
And he's just like, dude, I want your land. And she was like, check it out. I will trade you that parcel of land for a person. And he's like, no problem. But she was like, but also a bunch of cash, like a loan. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like, you give me a person and a bunch of cash. And he's like, cool. And so when she goes to start making payments on this loan, he's applied some like wild interest. Like she is like, you're robbing me. She's like screaming at this dude.
Nobody wants to pay the vig. Come on.
Dude, nobody wants to pay the vig, but also
Got
apparently
10 points on this. What the fuck?
no, dude, he was like, the over-under's fucked up and like, you bet bad and you owe me so much money. And she was like, fucking hell no. And she's yelling at him in church because that's where people hang out.
This is that stuff where it's like you loan somebody money and then they come to repay it. And you're like, actually, it's this now.
Yeah, exactly. And she was like not trying to have it. Also, P.S. the Boston Tea Party happened like 20 years before this. Okay. So like we hate taxes. Yeah. We are fucking prime ripe to throw you in the river, buddy. Like, no, dude, this ain't happening. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So the townspeople are like, okay, maybe John's not that legit, you know, because like he is trying to rob that lady and that ain't nice. We don't love that, but like he's a man, she's not. So like we're gonna let it slide. And she will not let it slide. She is bad-mouthing him every chance she can get. There's a wild day at church where this man is having whatever that is called, where you try to get the demons out or whatever.
Exorcism?
No, like it's not confession, but like whatever. He was having his moment and the people were trying to help him exorcise his sin out, and he was
he's like, okay, they're in one of those churches.
Yeah. They're having like a spectacle.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. And
Kate shows up. Now, Kate was like notorious for being late to church for some reason, but she comes in, she's got no context about what's going on here. She
coming in hot. It sounds like she coming in hot. Late and hot.
Totally. She fucking, this guy is on the floor exercising his demons in a fucking weird way. And she comes over, sits on his chest, and she's like a big girl, you know? She sits on his chest, pins him down, and starts like yelling her fucking big made up words at him.
Talking about spoiling her butter. You're going to spoil my butter now.
This one guy, Powell, who like, we'll talk about him later. I don't love him. Whatever. He's like, you should get off him. And she's like, no. You know, and she's like, everybody's kind of yelling at her, and she's yelling at him, and everybody's yelling. And then John says some shit to her. And while she's sitting on this man's chest, and he's just kind of laying there like, I wish you would get off me. And she's just like, John says some shit to her and calls her a witch. And this is what she says. Which I am. That let me... Sorry.
Nice.
I don't think that was her accent. Which am I? That let me offer you a witch's malfaction, old John Bell. You may have your broad acres as well as mine. Purchase that appendices. You may have your big house and your sublubricated health right now, but just wait and see the sad changes shall soon descend upon you and more than you among the bells. That's how that lady spoke. Like, whoa. Mm-hmm. Okay, you're welcome.
Sub-lubricated health.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'll be here all week. Don't worry.
Yep.
Everything I said was real.
Yeah.
Okay, so that happened. And then everyone's like, all right, that was crazy. Let's all just go home.
Yeah.
She gets off the guy. Everybody goes home. Whatever. We're going to not talk about it. Shortly after this, some scary witch shit starts happening over at the Bell Farm.
I don't know if I'm jumping ahead, but like, I mean, she was like, I'm a witch and I'm cursing you.
Yeah, that's what, I mean, she did ramble about it.
You gonna get it. You gonna get it,
Oh,
John
yeah,
Bell.
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So scary shit starts happening. The first thing that happens is John sees a big black dog with a rabbit head.
As one does.
Yeah.
This is Tennessee in the 1800s.
Yeah, that's right.
They were rampant.
Yeah. It's got big green eyes. A big dog rabbit head guy is there. And John's like, well, shit, you know, that ain't right. What do? I shoot it. But if we think about it, it's probably like a musket. It'd probably like take him a little while if I can get the gunpowder down there and do all the shit. And so like the dog rabbit gets away, you know, and he's like, whoa, that was fucked up. Then his son is like, yo, you guys, I just saw a giant bird. Like a really, really big one. Like the big, you know, you guys know the big scary bird that some people say is the Mothman?
Yeah, a harpy eagle.
Harpy eagle. Yeah. That's what he probably saw. It sounds scary as fucking too big. And then you Google that. Everybody Google that shit right now. Is crazy.
There's
That's
a
real
wild
thing.
video of a harpy eagle snatching like a sloth out of a tree. Like, and sloths are big. Like they're like
big,
it's like a
but
dog.
They're so cute.
But it's just like, yeah, this eagle is just huge.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. This was like a big black bird, like on the fence being scary.
Witches.
Witches, devil, everywhere. So then the girls, because remember we got like 6-7 kids running around. There's like a couple little girls, and they see a lady in a green dress in the woods. Apparition though disappears when you like, you know, you can't see it, then you see it, and then it's gone, and whatever. She was wearing a green dress, and green means the devil because
Swamp gas.
Oh yeah, totally. Fucking A.
Swamp gas lady.
That's going to be in my head forever. So at this time, green means devil, not red. We changed it at some point, but like before it was red, it was green. So
Marketing.
yeah, exactly. Fucking PR got involved. Okay, so now that kind of stuff happens, and now the house starts getting haunted. And so no one has, just remember, you guys, nobody has a haunted house story to reference, you know, like they're the first haunted house. So this is crazy, you know, like
Word is not traveling fast at these times. So the
Right.
pretty insular community.
Exactly. You know, like if you, you know, you see something in your house and you're like, oh, that was a ghost, you know, because you've heard ghost stories, you've heard haunted house stories. Like this is the first one.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The only ghost story they know is the Bible.
Right. Exactly. I mean, are there, besides the Holy Ghost, is there any other ghosts in there?
I mean, Jesus came back from the dead, dude.
Yeah,
That's not a
it.
ghost. I don't
That's
know.
a good
Or
point.
zombie
Good point.
story, though.
Yeah, good point. So the house starts getting haunted. Some spooky shit starts happening in the house, such as knocking. Right? They're at dinner. Somebody knocks on the door. They're like, legit, we have visitors. Dope. They open the door. Nobody there. you know? Then there's like sounds of people walking on the roof. Like, what's that? What is that? Then this is gross. The kids say that they hear chewing on their bedpost. I hate that. That's disgusting.
Ew. Yeah.
That's so gross. Why that? Oh, I hate you guys. Ew, ew. I don't know if any of you have ever had mice, but the sound of like gnawing and scratching is enough to drive you insane. You know,
Yeah,
like,
even just a little bit. Like when you hear something, like we're all like finely tuned to like pick up on stuff like that.
right.
So like when you see something out of the corner of your eye, you're like, what the fuck?
Wow. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you'll see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you hear just like a tiny bit, like I have this picture frame on my wall at my apartment that the neighbors next door will do something and it just rattles
A little.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
And it constantly does it. And it drives me insane. And it's just this tiny little sound, but it's not supposed to be there, and it bothers me so much.
You get some double-sided tape, man.
Let's get you a little
Oh
gas
yeah,
tape.
no, I've since
hooked up,
punched
yeah.
a hole in the wall.
Yeah,
I know
fix it.
anymore now, are you?
But no, it's like I just know that idea of just this like that gnawing sound,
Right,
of just
right.
like it's so minuscule, but you can't help but notice it,
Right,
like that.
yeah.
And it drives you crazy.
Yeah, for sure. But okay, so some of this stuff you're like, oh, well, they have mice. You know, myth busted.
I thought when you were like knocking on the door and walking on the roof, I was like teens.
I was like raccoons. Oh,
Local teens.
actually, John Bell was convinced that it was Kate Batts had sent her slaves over to haunt him. But
Go haunt.
yeah, but they would look outside and there was no one there. So myth busted. You know, So they're getting haunted. They got ghost mice because there's no sign of rodent, but it sounds like rodents. What's that? You know, it's a ghost. Okay, so right. Sorry, I blacked out for a second because this is where it starts to get crazy. So there's so many crazy parts, right? Because witches aren't ghosts. Witches are witches. You know, so why are we blaming this all on poor old Kate? You know, I'll tell you why. The ghost starts talking at this point, which is kind of crazy. So it's like a, you know, invisible,
Just a disembodied voice,
you know? And they're like, who are you? What do you want? What is this? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, my name's Kate. And I feel like that's a setup because Kate
Sure,
is still
yeah.
alive and she's like right down the road. You
Well,
know,
she
like
can astral project.
apparently she can.
That's
So is it Kate that we know? Or is it like a ghost, demon, spirit entity
Ghost demon spirit entity.
who's
speaking
yeah.
on behalf of Kate.
Yeah.
Or just pretending to be Kate because this ghost demon spirit entity,
Loves mischief.
she does.
Yeah.
She does. She just be fucking with everybody. So now that she can talk, now that she's like escalated from being like a dog rabbit to knocking and being a ghost mouse, now she can talk and she's having so much fun. She sends some of the kids on a treasure hunt. She's like, I buried some shit, blah, 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 go get it, you know? And they're like, what are you doing here? And she's like, I'm here because my treasure is buried here. And they go to get it and they come back and they're all mad. Like there's no treasure there. And she just laughs. She just laughs in their face.
I do kind of like a generally malevolent spirit in this.
She's fun. Yeah. But listen to this psychological warfare. So there's like a bunch of kids in the house, right? So she picks favorites. And so she fucking hates John Bell. Dad, big trouble. And the youngest girl, Betsy. Great name. That was the name of my car when I was a kid. You know, my mom would be like, everybody getting a Betsy, we're going, you know? Mm-hmm. So anyway, we love Betsy, but the ghost hates Betsy. But all the other kids, like the ghost loves the mom for some reason. And so there was a lot of like touching, you know? The ghost would like fucking pull Betsy's hair, you know? Poke John in the eye and pull his nose. I thought that was like a real old timey, pull his nose, you know? Yeah. But she would like try to brush the mom's hair and be like really gentle with the mom. And I think one of the sons.
Well,
What?
for some reason, I thought Child Bride got like left in the other state. She's still around.
She's the mom.
Okay.
She birthed all these children. Okay. She's like 20 years old right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's just been chilling until now, getting her hair brushed.
You know, I gotta admit, we don't love the mom. Okay. Lucy, I think her name was.
Okay.
She's not looking out for Betsy like she should be.
Okay.
I'm just saying. And she's got a
I
lot of
didn't know
kids.
she was looking out for anybody.
No.
I didn't know she was still
She kind of wasn't.
there. Okay.
All right. So the ghost is doing all kinds of shit. She would, it's all old timey shit. Like she would spill the milk, which was like a big deal.
Yeah.
She would, one of the things that she did that was like really freaked me out is she would pull all the blankets off all the beds. So the kids would all be asleep and she would just like rip through the house, stealing everybody's blankets. And that's
Gotcha.
the kind of ghost she was. You know what I mean? All right. So Betsy, she fucking hates Betsy. So she will pin Betsy down. She will smack her across the face, back and forth. Boom, 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 boom. Really violent against Betsy. I don't know what the fuck Betsy did. Other than Betsy is right now, she's like 11, 12 years old. She's like getting her first period. So we all know what that means. She's now engaged. But this time she's engaged to like a age appropriate schoolboy from town. But for whatever reason, I don't know if the ghost said specifically, I hate your boyfriend, but there's this understanding that the ghost hates this relationship. So Betsy's like, fine, I'll break up with him. Just stop pulling my hair and punching me in the face, you know? Now the Bells go from this like respectable family to like everyone's got like scratches on them and like bags that they haven't slept, you know? They're like cold. They don't have any milk, you know?
Disheveled as fuck.
Yeah, they're looking
Feral.
they're looking rough. Yeah. So John calls one of his homies and he's like, bro, I'm being haunted. And his homie's like, let me see. I'm gonna sleep over. Fucking homie gets haunted, runs out of there. He's like, dude, the Bells are haunted. So word is spreading. Remember when word spread it really slow before? Mm-hmm. And now it's ramping up. It's spreading fast. Okay. So also around this time, John Bell starts experiencing paralysis in his mouth. So the way that this is explained is that it's like if your tongue went hard.
This is a really perverted episode.
Yeah.
Only in your sick minds. I'm just talking about a witch churning butter with hard tongue. Listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
Mm-hmm, spoiling that butter with that hard ass tongue.
I'm gonna throw up. Ew. Okay.
Don't let me bukkake that butter. I'm gonna spray butter all over the bar.
All right, guys. You shut your dirty mouths.
Hard tongue.
Yeah, I mean that's
hard
it.
Tongue.
Just
the
like take,
hard tongue.
yeah, just like take that in. Take that into your heart. Yeah. He can't. Whatever you're asking me, he has a really hard time talking. He's like, imagine your tongue was hard as a rock. Like you can't eat good. You can't talk good. You're fucked up. He's so fucked up. This witch is fucking him up. He is in a bad way.
And we're sure it's not syphilis.
No, we ain't sure. Oh, okay. But right now we think it's a witch for sure. But also it could be like, I don't know, Lou Gehrig's disease or something before Lou Gehrig was alive. I don't know. Maybe John Bell invented a disease. I'm not sure. Because I'm not a hater. I'm a believer. Okay. All right. Is the Bell Witch. Okay. So James Johnston is the homie that comes over. And he is the guy who goes back to town and says like, okay, definitely they're haunted. I tried to sleep there and it was like super paranormal and crazy. So that dude's son is like, I'm going to investigate. He's like the first fucking Ghostbuster. And he comes over and he starts asking the voice questions that only he would know, like, what does my grandma say about blah, blah, whatever, actually I did that on purpose. It's like, it's racist. He asks it to be racist, and it is. But it responds in his grandma's voice, which really scares me, you guys. I hate that.
His grandma's very racist?
His grandma's really racist, and so now this voice is, it's doing an impression of the grandma with the grandma's voice.
Ooh, can you do the impression?
I didn't hear it.
Sound like?
I didn't hear it, but next time I'll do better research. I'll do better research next time, and I'll get that. Really, you know what? I wasn't even going to tell you guys about that part. Okay? I was just going to avoid it because it was racist. I didn't want to talk about it. But you know what? I tell the truth. Everybody's racist. And okay, so now he's like, holy shit, this ghost is real, So he wasn't a Ghostbuster. He's now a ghost believer. He goes back to town. He's telling everybody. Crowds start coming to the house. Like people want to see the ghost. They want to know. They're nosy. They
bring out the ghost.
Yeah.
Show us the ghost.
I came here for the ghost, please. And then this one homie, Powell is his last name. We hate him so much. So he comes to the house and he just inserts himself into the situation and is acting really, okay, sorry. He's a school teacher and he has taught some of the Bell kids. So he's They fool us every time. He's respectable. He's got a job. He's in a position of power. And he's there trying to help you with your ghost problem. But really, he's got his eye on 11-year-old Betsy. That's what's going on here. Puke. I know. Your faces really dropped. It got serious.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's this other really scary story that I heard. And so I want to share with you. So this Englishman, unnamed Englishman, rolls up at the house. And he's like, bro, can I sleep over and investigate your ghost? And they're like, sure.
Also, he's like, I heard you got some daughters.
No, the Englishman was very behaved. It's only the American men who want to sleep with all the 11-year-old girls.
Well,
No, probably not. Actually, we did learn that recently people get arrested. Anyway, so
British
listen.
British men from
actually,
Noble Lines.
they actually don't get arrested for that, though. But anyway, listen, that's not why we're here. Back to the witches.
Okay.
So this English man was like, I'm going to sleep over and it's going to be dope.
As one, you know, as you would do. You know?
Yeah, it seems like the real like manly men, if you will, are like, oh, I'm gonna go fix this problem for these people. These people have a ghost problem. I'm gonna go handle it, you know? And he gets there and he's there and the disembodied voice starts talking about his family. And he is from England or somewhere overseas in Europe somewhere. And so it's like talking in their accent, and all of a sudden it sounds just like his parents. And this really fucking spooks him. And so he nopes the fuck on out of there. He leaves. He goes back to England. And later, you gotta wait for it. This takes months, you know, maybe even years. But eventually, the Bells get a letter from that guy who says that when he got home, his parents said that a witch was here when you were gone. And said that you were in America or whatever it said. And he said, I apologize that I didn't believe you. So this is the first time we see a witch that can be in two places at the same time and be fucking with people's heads across the pond. You know?
Well, it's that black hole in the butter, though.
Yeah, I know. Actually, you're right. This is the second time that she's done
that
this.
Einstein rose in butter.
Yeah, that's right. This time she went really far, though. You know? First time she just went from like the farm next door, and this time she was like on the other side of the world. But also, look, I don't know what to say. She is good at what she does, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so now he apologizes, and there is, like I said, like news is spreading around town, but it's starting to like get outside of town. And what's interesting about this time period is I'm like, okay, nothing was published until 75 years after all of this happened. Like, how is this news spreading, you know? But somehow, I guess, word of mouth, people are just talking about it, and like people are excited, you know? Again, like no one's ever had a haunted house like this before. Nothing like this has ever happened, you know? They're like, holy shit. And there's a specific famous military hero to some named Andrew Jackson, who would later become the president, who's like, he hears about this and he's like, I'll fix it. I'm going to go there and like slay the Bell Witch. It's going to be
Andrew
dope.
Jackson.
Yeah, here I come to save the day. He's problematic, but whatever, he goes down. And this is what happens when he gets there. And it's so lame. What a wuss is all I got to say. Andrew Jackson's a wuss. So his wagon becomes paranormally stuck in the mud. Like there's no mud, but the wagon won't move. The horse won't move. Everybody's stuck. And so he, of course, travels with like a posse, you know, he's got like a bunch of his men, you know, and his men start getting slapped like out of the air, you know, like by an invisible force. And so they don't know how to deal with that. Like they're like, oh, hold on. I know you said that there was an invisible force slapping bitches around here, but like, nuh-uh, you know? And so they freak out. This I found really funny is apparently the ghost said some shit to Andrew Jackson, but like I can't find out what she said. But he was like, fuck you, I'm out. So he leaves.
Andrew Jackson was just a big pussy.
It sounds like a really big wuss.
Guys, let's get out of here.
I know. It sounds like one of the
But how did you get out of there? The wagon wouldn't move.
I
They
know.
remind me of like an old time Scooby-Doo gang.
Yeah.
But then they're like, well, we gotta go.
Yeah. If it wasn't for you and your
Yeah.
damn kids.
Yeah, but they never
It was just
like,
smoke pouring
They
out of
didn't-
his like
yeah.
carriage.
They didn't solve shit. They just ran away. But when I was trying to find out what she said to him, you know, because she was feisty, you know, it just says she mocked him and his men. which I guess was like a big deal back then. Like you can't be mocking Andrew Jackson or he's gonna leave. So he leaves, but he did have a famous quote, which is, "I'd rather fight the British again than deal with that Bell Witch."
Wow.
Didn't I just sound like
Not
Andrew
saying
Jackson?
much about the British.
Yeah.
So I mean, you really gotta slide in on the British there.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
You
of
got a
course.
zinger
Yeah,
on
yeah,
them. That's
zing
all.
them, zing them.
You know.
Okay, so at this point, people are coming over. The myth is not busted, right? People are like, dude, you're haunted. Why don't you leave? You know, like, what's going on here? You guys should get out of here. This is crazy. You guys went from this, like, respectable family to, like, lunatics. Now you're nuts. Go home. Not to your actual house to find a new home. Get out of here. And, all right. This gets kind of dark. There is maybe something to John maybe was molesting Betsy. We don't really know about that. I started researching it and it just felt so bad that I stopped. I Andrew Jacksoned right out of that. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go down that hole. And instead, I'm going to stay in positivity. So he gets excommunicated from the church. Why? Right? Why would he get excommunicated?
Why?
Why? Because he was found guilty of usury and coveting his neighbor's land because of that shit that went down with Kate Batts. She won. He needs to go. So kudos to you, Kate Batts. You were right. He was wrong. But also maybe he was molesting his daughter and they just said it was usury and like blamed it on the Kate Batts thing.
This
but
sounds
like
Kate Batts wrote this. You have been usury.
usury and coveting thy neighbor's land, and thy neighbor is me, so you must leave.
You, sir, are a usurist.
Yeah, you are excommunicated. So, okay, about a year or so after he's excommunicated, he's still here. Like, why didn't you leave? He's still here. His tongue is hard as fuck. He's in
Only getting harder.
Yeah, he's in a really bad way, you guys. He's literally on his deathbed, you know, and the whole family, we got 7 kids here. We got a lot of family. His whole family's around.
They're all
watching
now
him.
like 25.
No,
His,
it's
wife,
only
his wife's like 25.
Yeah, his wife might be like 25 by now.
He's
but
in
the
like
kids,
mid-30s now, and he's...
I think Betsy's like 15. Oh, no, he's old as fuck, bro. He's 70 because he's like 25 years older than his wife, you know, or more.
It'd have to be way more.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm so good at math.
There's a lot of numbers.
Well,
I'm sorry, he was 40. He's
sorry.
old as fuck.
I'm sorry. Kate was 40. She was old as fuck. But on Wikipedia, it does say he died when he was 70. But now I'm feeling that math didn't really add up so good. But whatever. He was actually old.
I mean, this
And-
would have been 28 years from when the story opened because he was 32 years old when they lived in the other state.
Yeah, you see how the math is bad there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. Somebody's wrong. And it's probably me.
How many years are you positing has transpired?
The haunting's like 3 years.
3, 28, whatever.
Dude.
Okay.
What do you want me to say?
Authenticated.
Well, I mean, we
This is the authenticated record.
see?
Don't worry about it.
Listen, they didn't do
Okay.
good math back then, and that's why it's a little off. All right?
Yeah. You know, records were
They didn't know.
scarce.
Yeah. Look.
They had like ledgers for their farms and stuff, but not really cataloging.
They kept it pretty
ghost
loose,
stuff.
like 3 or 28.
That's right. Years. You know what I mean? Okay. Anyway, December 20th, 1820, John dies in bed at home, which is not.
Age 40 or 70.
That's correct. Okay. In my defense, when I started the story, he was still in North Carolina. This is like that was years before the witch.
I think MV Irving needs to account for
Yeah.
themselves, not you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Authenticate this,
Yeah.
bitch. You know what I mean? So, okay, all right. Set the scene. He's in his deathbed. He dies. He
Hard
passes. Hard tongue. Fucking dead by hard tongue. Anyway, he's dead. He does have a son named John Jr. who is outraged by his death, even though like this dude's been dying hard tongue death for like 2 years already. Like, I don't know why you're surprised he's dead because he should have been dead a long time ago. So John Jr. is like, he must have been poisoned. And now the witch is like, ha, I poisoned him. She says something like, I gave old Jack the Black or something. I don't know how to remember.
Damn.
I know she called him old Jack, but she
Give them the black, they never come back.
She says something like that. Oh, I got it. She says, I fixed him. And that's supposed to mean she killed him. Whatever. Gave him the black, was a little bit better. Anyhow, John Jr. is like, what? He finds this like sus vial nearby the bed or like whatever by the food or something. He's like, what's this vial? You know? And like the witch is laughing. And he's like, I think he's been poisoned or whatever. So he gives a drop of the liquid from the vial to the house cat. And the house cat dies. And now I'm so upset. You know, like, I'm like, John Jr., you can eat a fucking bag of dicks. Why did you just kill the cat, dude?
Well, he's running a science experiment.
I know,
research.
but don't. Pumpkin. That's my cat. And I can't. I can't.
Also, I mean, John Jr. he's a dick.
Yeah, he is a
Seems like
dick.
we established
He's a
that.
dick, but the witch really liked him, so
There's
those
like,
two were.
he's in a house that's haunted, molesting house, and like,
Mm.
he's fine with all that.
I like that
And
he's
then his
the
dad
one.
dies, and he's like, I am outraged.
Yeah, it's true.
Now you're outraged?
Now
He's
you're
the one
out.
that found the vial, and he's like, "This must be poison," and then poisons the cat as well. Like,
Yeah,
'cause
you know
it's
what?
like I poisoned my father, but fuck the cat too.
You're right. You're right. John Jr. is a fucking killing ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
So then
he wanted to take over the land. And
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Coveted his father's land.
Yeah.
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 He's a usury.
Yeah, he was. So that usury runs in the family. He throws the vial into the fire. You know, he's like, kills the cat, and he's like, oh, it's poison. And he throws it in the fire, and it bursts into blue flames, which I feel like is really cinematic and fun. And also means arsenic, apparently.
Oh.
But whatever. We don't know that at the time.
Duh.
We don't know that at the time, but
you make that out of apple seeds.
yeah, that's cyanide.
Oh, yeah. I like that we both kind of understood what we were talking about. That like it is just like you can make it out of apple.
Yeah.
Well, poison's poison. Who gives a shit?
Somebody's gonna write in and be like, both of you are fucking dead ass wrong, but whatever. So okay, if this is true, sorry, I just realized what I just said. But if this is the first time a witch has ever killed a person, you know, like that doesn't happen. Witches don't kill people. They fucking, rattle chains and shit, but they don't kill people. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. In the very beginning, when it was still just like a haunted mouse situation, there were chains being dragged around.
Ooh,
yeah, that's
classic.
really scary.
Jacob Marley.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, all right, after all the shit that this entity has done, for some reason, this is my most favorite. So everyone's at the house mourning, however they did it back then. His dead body is probably still in the bed
They
days
really like
later.
to declare stuff. So they'd be like, we're in mourning.
Yeah. They declared mourning. People are there to visit the body and the family and whatever.
We're here to mourn.
Yeah, they're all there mourning, and she starts singing. She being the fucking entity, the disembodied entity.
She's singing, dude.
She's singing Dropkick Murphy songs. Like she's just singing drinking songs. I don't know why, and I can only conjure Dropkick Murphys when I think about drinking songs. And so she's having a fucking party while these people are trying to mourn the death of their father.
Yeah.
And I just think this is epic.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
how-
she's doing stomp and holler at the Shiva.
Exactly. And then right after John dies and she's fucking done with her circle pit, she declares that she's leaving and that she's gonna be back in 7 years. So you guys better all watch your fucking dicks, and I'll be back in 7 years.
Did she say where she's going?
She doesn't, but we find her. We find her. She's in the cave. She's in the Bell Witch Cave, just right down the way.
I knew it.
So they say that she's just hiding out in the cave, being chill. There's, sometimes she's like really nice for no reason.
Oh, so people found her there within that like 7 year span, or is this just like after the fact? Never came back after the 7 years, and then just people.
This is a great question. We cannot authenticate this part of the story.
Okay.
All right. So I believe that during the 7 year period, she was radio silent, except there is a story of this one young boy who gets stuck in the cave. And he says that a woman's voice, who was very nice to him, and I think said her name was Kate, said that he was going to be okay and comforts him and whatever, and somehow or another gets him out of the cave. And now, did this happen during that 7 year period, or did it happen after? I cannot authenticate because no one knows how to do math until like 100 years later. And so anyway, 7 years go by and she comes back. And now she comes back to the house. The Bells are still living there. Betsy is now, I don't know, 21, 22. I don't know.
Too
math.
old.
No, she's married. Guess to who?
That
creep.
Yep. And so the ghost, makes fun of them and then leaves.
Oh, okay.
And that's literally.
But she liked Betsy. So.
No, she hated Betsy.
Oh, she hated Betsy.
She hated Betsy. She hated. Betsy's the only one she hated besides John.
It seems like the haunting is kind of like a job for her.
Yeah.
She's got a ghost witch.
Yeah.
And then she was like, you guys, I'm going to take a sabbatical.
Yeah,
I really need to recharge.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
actually kind of an introvert, if you knew that about me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I have to haunt for my job.
Yeah.
I just need some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go to my cave.
Yeah. And then she comes back and she haunts Betsy for a little bit. Yeah.
But she really doesn't. When she comes back, like, there's nothing. There's no, like, she doesn't do shit. Like, she's lost all her fire. She's just like, you got to be fucking kidding me, Betsy. You married that guy? You're a dumb idiot. I'm leaving again. I'm going back to my cave. I can't even with you. I can't even with you, Betsy. And she leaves. And she never comes back. But it is said that she is still in the cave to this day.
That's got to be, she really must not have liked that guy because she loved to haunt Betsy.
Right.
That was fun for her.
Yeah. And now it's not even
I can't-
fun.
She's like, you know what? I can't stand this guy.
Totally. Because he's such a piece of shit.
I'm going to the cave.
That's right. So today, as in, like actually today, you can go to the cave and visit it and see if, old Kate's still there.
And where's this at?
Where is it?
It's in Tennessee.
Well, yeah. But
Yeah.
where?
that's a big space.
Fuck, you guys. That's a great ass question to ask me on the spot like that. Jesus. But
It's in Adams, Tennessee.
Thank you. That's what I said. Adams, Tennessee.
Go to the Bell Cave. in
Yeah.
Adams,
You
Tennessee.
can find the coordinates online.
Yep.
Do some zip lining straight into the cave.
430
Probably.
Keysburg Road, Adams, Tennessee, 37010. Sorry, big apologies to the people that live close by there.
Oh no, I watched an episode. I did a lot of weird research for this one. I watched an episode of some Tennessee show on PBS, and they did their like Halloween spooky episode. Was about the Bell Witch and some other shit, and it's a big thing. Every year, a lot of people come there.
Cool.
They want to see it. There's a museum. Halloween's their big fucking time. People get witchy around Halloween, so they want to go and see the Bell Witch.
Yeah,
And
forget
apparently-
Salem, everybody. Don't go to Salem,
It's
Massachusetts anymore.
overrun.
Yeah,
You know?
it's so crowded. How about we all head to Tennessee?
Adams,
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Adams,
maybe.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
And that's
They-
where we're going to head for Halloween from this point forward.
Every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, one of the things that I used for the research is the Bell Witch Project. That is one of our books you can find on the Conspiracy Journal's website. That book goes through a lot of the things that I was hinting on, not just like the actual haunting and the things, the accounts that happened and whatever, but like where this story lives in myth and folklore and how it was like the first to do this and the first to do that and how it's like it's
I like that it covers cryptids a little bit too.
yeah, it does. That's how she started. As
start off as a cryptid.
Rabbit dog.
yeah, that's right. And so there's not a lot of these stories where she's everything, but she's also supposedly this woman who's still alive right down the road. Like was it Kate Bats the whole time, or was this a demon ghost cryptid entity who was just
I kind of hope it was
fun.
Kate Bats because it
Yeah.
seemed like Kate Bats would like it to be Kate Bats.
Yeah,
she
for
was
sure.
Like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
I would love
Yeah.
to
And it's a hell of a story for her to like have like a reputation as being the one that like outed all of this crazy bullshit with this family. Don't fuck with her anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
Gonna take her serious. I know she's a woman and a landowner,
But she will fuck you up.
but she's gonna come for you.
Yeah. You know what? She's gonna scare Andrew Jackson right the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Fucking
weird
Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson cameo in this.
Super weird. Yeah. A great story, you guys. I like the Bell Witch a lot. She's feisty and fun,
I've looked at some pictures of the cave. Great cave.
Yeah, great
So
cave. I
check
did.
it out.
Yeah, I
Good
did
looking
see some
cave.
pictures too.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
Scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, if you're the Bell Witch, or if you know about the Bell Witch, or if you had a haunting or anything, if you know anything about anything, you give us a call at the Strange Exchange and you tell us about it. 929-445-3705. We want to know.
Yeah.
Also, a quick reminder on that. The Strange Exchange currently is limited to about 3 minutes. So, yeah, just fill us in, give us some cliff notes and small details, and we'll go from there.
I know that like you A rabbit dog. I was there. I heard that.
Yeah.
Also disembodied voice. I heard that.
Yeah.
But did she manifest as a human? Never. Okay.
Never.
So there's no
Yeah.
like.
It was just a
picture
voice
of the Bell Witch.
Nope.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. I know.
But
Creepy.
like, when she was in the cave, did she have?
No, she just came through. Like the only story we really have from the cave is the little boy, and he just heard her voice.
Well, the
you know?
kids also said there was a woman in green, right?
There was a lady in the woods. There was also maybe a lady who was hanging from a tree one time who was clearly dead but still crying, and that's a little bit weird. But maybe she had on a green dress too. You know,
She definitely sounded like big time shapeshifter.
yeah. Also, you know, she can astro project to the other side of the world. Also, I mean, she could do it all. Really, what can't she do?
And I mean, I guess if I want to know what she looked like, I just need to look at what Kate Batts looked like.
Oh yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some.
Oh, there's a pretty cool illustration of the rabbit dog.
sick. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I was really blown away. I thought the Bell Witch was. Oh, also, the Bell Witch has inspired everything we know about hauntings. Really, all the haunted haunted
We're
house
looking at
movies.
you, Zach Baggins.
That's right. You fucking ripped off the Bell Witch real hard.
She.
Yeah, so I mean, she was the first. She was the first, and she did it all.
She did it all.
Yeah, good on her.
All of it.
You guys have any more questions? Because
I'm just thinking now of
I'm
how
authenticating.
like Ed Gein inspired like essentially
all serial killers.
all the great serial
Yeah.
killers, stuff that we
He
like
had
to
it
watch.
all, dude.
From
He did it all.
for sure.
Cool to know that was the Bell Witch. Didn't know that. I didn't know the story. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, why don't we know her story? You know?
We all do now.
Yeah. Apparently, they teach it in like history class, and if you live in Tennessee.
And I also know what it means to spoil the butter.
Oh yeah, that's some
Or is it
fucking
poison the butter? Spoil.
spoil. Yeah,
Spoil.
spoil the butter is like step one in witching somebody. You know?
Yeah.
Who knew? Shit.
It's a real rite of passage to get your butter spoiled.
You guys are gonna hear all about it every time I do a witch story. I'm gonna be like, and then she fucking spoiled the butter. You know it.
It's weird that that's like a go-to thing. Like how do we know that's the first?
First step.
Yeah.
I did like that narrative that she's like, so the butter was being weird, and I
Yeah.
touched it with a poker.
Yeah.
And the witch was in there, and she grabbed the poker.
Yeah,
And
obviously.
It's exploded everywhere.
That's right.
And people are like, whoa, no way. She's like, yeah. And they're like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Witches, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then this lady had an injury on her hand. Obviously, it was her.
She is the witch.
Yeah.
That's how we find out
'Cause
who
I
the witch
poked
is.
her, like I said.
Like I said.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was good detective work. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, like that's a obvious conclusion.
Yeah, all the guys didn't have real experiments. All the guys just were like, I'll sleep over and see if I get haunted, and then I'll run away.
Yeah.
All those guys were just trying to get
Betsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Fucking school teacher got her in the end. Bummer. Poor Betsy. Betsy. You know what? I blame the mom, dude. It's like I said it earlier. She like really wasn't doing a good mom job. You know.
Yeah, she too was a child bride, and her husband had a hard tongue, so you know.
I know. This is how.
What's she gonna do?
Yeah, this is
It's
it's generational trauma.
It
You
seemed
know.
like, I mean, I was surprised in the middle of the story when she popped back up because she was like conspicuously absent in all the hauntings.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
So like what?
maybe there's a little something going on there.
Yeah, actually,
We've
so
also
that whole
we've seen some documentaries about some terrible moms
Oh my
doing terrible things with their
God,
daughters.
dude,
So we know that that's a
the one
possibility.
who like fucking
catfished her
text her.
daughter
Yeah,
for,
dude,
like, years and
that
years and
mom,
years?
dude, jail, forever jail.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, God, that mom's so bad. Ugh, it's the worst mom. So, okay, remember when I was like, maybe he was molesting his daughter,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not going to talk about it. I still don't want to talk about it, but like maybe this whole thing is like a manifestation, and like Lucy, the child bride mom, was like haunting her own family to like try to get him
That's
to
what I'm
stop
saying, dude.
molesting the children and whatnot. So that's you know what, you're not wrong. You know, people have had that thought before too, and I decided that I didn't want to research it because it felt bad. And you know what was more fun? Crazy ghost witches. You know?
Yeah, but no, I mean it's still pretty fun. Not fun in a traditional sense.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
But if
Tell me how it's fun.
if
yeah.
it was the mom the whole time.
Oh yeah, that would
Haunting
be fun.
her own
yeah,
family.
yeah, that would be fun.
You know?
You're right. And if it was syphilis, if he was just
the
microdosing.
mom got syphilis, and
Everybody, the whole town had syphilis,
Yeah.
and that's what happened.
and that's what
Yeah,
happened.
that's what happened.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, yeah. Well, see you guys later.
All right, goodbye. Goodbye.